I really like my countdown music.
You're welcome.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Netters Network Thursday Things. Of course, y'all know the big guy, too. Let's see, he would be.
Yep.
Well, he's actually to my left, right? He's over there, that guy. It's
Hello.
like, well, it's like opposite, so I'm pointing, it looks like to the right, but in actuality, I'm pointing to my left, so it's weird. Yeah, so you
Yes.
know the big guy to the right, left, that guy there, the one I've been married to forever, that guy at the end of the bar, that my cuddly little teddy bear, Troy Pacelli. How you doing tonight, sweetie? And what are you sipping on?
I'm doing great. Thank you. I'm drinking Clear American Black Cherry sparkling water. And yes, always to the right, never to the left. Someone ought to open up a window.
I'm drinking the Clear American White Grape. This
There
stuff
you
is
go.
really good. You get it
Yeah.
from Walmart, and it's like, I think it's, I can't remember now if it's $1.79 or 79 cents for a
Either
for the
way,
big bottle.
it's
Yeah,
worth it
it's
because
a
I'm drinking so much more
yeah, it's
water.
a huge bottle.
Hopefully, never get another kidney stone again.
Oh, yeah, you haven't had one in years.
Well, yeah, and I never want to have another one.
I've had them. They're not fun.
No, they are not fun. Not at all.
And of course, everybody knows our resident cuddly teddy bear, Big Al. Big Al presents. How you doing tonight, sweetie? And what are you sipping on?
Hello, I am doing well. I have a Diet Mountain Lion, the generic Food Lion Mountain Dew, because it's not on sale again this week. But
Ah,
that's another thing. But I'm doing well. Thank you for having me on the Thursday night show. I'm having Saturday night flashes.
Right, right. Yeah, it's kind of like the week went really, really fast, huh?
Yeah, I was like, wait
absolutely.
a minute, I should have an avatar for a movie. That's not right.
Yeah. Well, before we dive into it, maybe we should say hi to everybody. I'm still typing
uh,
at everyone in the
yes,
chat.
I'm doing the same thing. It's like, hi, 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 hi.
Hi, everybody. See, I just took care of it
There
myself.
you go.
Yes, but I have a certain way that I do things, so I gotta say
Yeah.
my hi, sweeties. So, starting at the very top, the first one that I saw in tonight was Connie Cleary. How you doing, sweetie? There's that last call, Tripacelli guy.
Yep. Yep.
Let's see. Then there's me. Then there's Continuum Chronicles. How you doing, sweetie? And last call, Lady Mist. How you doing tonight, sweetie? With her pretty blue hearts and flowers for me. Um, I know. I saw. Aha. Hello, Admiral. How you doing tonight? Evelyn Hampton. I thought I said somebody else too. Oh, deleted
Deleted
scenes. How you
scenes
doing,
just
sweetie?
got here. He just got home in time. See now, deleted scenes. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Because good, I'm glad to have you here, but I know you have your hourly situation. I'm wondering if you're losing money by being here. Don't want that.
Yes, we definitely don't want that.
We're
Gotta
aware
make
of it.
hay while the sun shines.
It's more fun to make hay when it's
Well,
hot.
roll and say hay.
Wow, I feel like a third wheel here all of a sudden.
No, no, no. You are the guest of honor. As long as you've said hi to Connie Cleary,
Okay, yes, I did. She's the
okay,
first one.
then we are caught up.
Okay, this is weird.
Hmm.
In my StreamYard, I'm live, totally on.
Yes.
If I go to my YouTube, it says I'm live in 15 minutes. And
Uh,
there's no way to make it live.
Refresh your YouTube screen.
But I can notify myself.
Because YouTube looks fine to me, and obviously it looks fine to everyone
Okay,
in chat
now it
who's
looks good.
responding to us. So.
It's like, what?
Yeah, it's all weird. Just like the other day when I was trying to comment and drop the links for Aged Boomer, and it wasn't letting me comment. I think that deleted scenes blocked me or something.
Well, it's like, and now every time I go to YouTube, YouTube puts up a note saying, you can't have ad blockers. It's like, dudes, I have had ad blockers for years.
Yeah,
Mhm.
they're starting to Yeah, there's been talk about that.
Hey, Lester. Lester San Jose, the Skeptic Tank. I love that
The
name.
Skeptic Tank. Yeah, I love it. You guys are
Thank you.
live to me.
I got
StreamYard,
Yeah,
Streamlabs.
I'm
gotta
like
gotta
that
love a
on
name
everybody.
like that. Gotta love a name like that. I love me. I love wordplay and
Yes,
puns and.
absolutely. Absolutely.
So now, Al, for your chat, do you have a heart to the right of your chat, like where the first chat would be? Like right now, I see Lady Mist when she's saying hello to Lester San
Well,
Jose. And
I'm on StreamYard,
oh, okay.
so yeah, I'm
Because
not on the YouTube chat.
True, true,
yeah,
true.
because on YouTube, I have that annoying heart that covers up the very first comment, at least the far side of it. So I only get to see
I can go
part.
look. Let me see. Let me see. Let me make sure I.
It's like I had it, then it went away, and I was happy, and then it came back, and you can't move the stupid thing.
Yeah.
Now, where's this heart you speak
Okay, you
of?
know where you comment, and then
Yes.
if you look at the very last comment, so the last comment I'm seeing is from Connie Cleary saying
Mm-hmm.
hello to Lester San Jose.
Mm-hmm.
There's on mine, I have a heart that's static there, right at the end of Connie's comment there. It's like
Not
just
on
Lester San
mine.
Jose
Yeah.
something, and then there's a heart.
I think it's something they're rolling out to people, just like that
I hate it.
warning about the ad blocker. But it's I think that the heart is there so that you can do that where you hit it and it
Yeah, you
sends
do,
hearts
right,
up.
like I'm doing right now. I'm saying a bunch of hearts up, or I could do laughy face. I could do the celebration. There's something else underneath it, but I deleted a couple of them, so I don't know what those ones were. But it was like, I hate the thing. It would be fine if it was like just underneath where you comment. So there's like the emoticon, and then there's a plus sign.
Is it only on when you are streaming on your channel, or is it on all
No,
the time?
it doesn't matter whose channel I go on. It's always there. It
Oh,
makes
okay.
me crazy.
I didn't know if it might have been a user like a host
Yeah,
thing or not.
yeah. It's getting to the point where that heart's been stuck in that spot on my screen for several weeks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, like I said, you guys are getting this new feature that nobody wants.
Mhm.
And I wish YouTube would stop with the new features and start fixing things they ought to fix.
Or at least let's opt out or something. It's
I
like,
say so I want to say hail to deleted scenes. He hailed me,
Yes, hail, hail.
if that,
and just let everyone know I am currently scheduled to be his guest on the other side of midnight
nice.
Yeah.
on
Well,
Sunday
that-
after midnight.
Technically, that's Monday morning, right? But
Well, depends on time zone.
I
I
was
guess.
going to say, if you haven't slept yet, you can still call it Sunday.
Yeah, we were joking in the green room. I was like, I'm gonna have to give him my phone number in case I like fall asleep and he can call me and wake me up if if I'm asleep at the time.
That happened to me one time when I was supposed to be on an early morning with Matthew Flynn. I'm like, oh no!
Because he forgot about time zone.
Yes, exactly.
I did that once for a book study.
Uh,
I like woke up and I was like, it was like 10 minutes into the time. I was like, oh no! So I was like,
right, right.
yeah, it was kind of embarrassing to
Hey,
kind
you
of
were
show up
trouble.
and
Yeah, that was it.
That was
Yeah.
it, right.
Well, I'm pretty straight up with it. I'm pretty. I let people see behind the curtain,
Yeah.
a lot. So I was like, yeah, I was asleep. Sorry.
Right, right. So anyway, we are here really to celebrate you, Big Al.
Yes,
You are
Thank you.
you have been with us since
the beginning.
the beginning, really.
Yes.
But we want to give you the opportunity to tell your story in your own words, introduce you to the chat. Now, I know that everybody here in the chat knows you, but I don't know if they know your story.
So, I have my first question is, how did
Sure.
you get started, and what made you want to start a channel?
Yep.
How I got started doing this kind of stuff was many years ago. I'm not even quite sure exactly when, but I was asked by Professor Geek to join him on Iconicast, which was kind of an old podcast that he had come up with. It was me and Sierra, who is a friend of mine who doesn't really do streaming anymore. She did do a rewatch with me once.
Yes, she did.
But the three of us would basically do a show. It was the first thing. We would record it, and he'd edit it and put it on. And I was very cautious over it, trepidatious, I guess. I was a little like, I've never liked hearing my voice. I don't exactly have, radio voice or anything like that. And the one thing I started learning quickly is like, just be me.
Yeah.
Just do what I do, and people will either listen or they won't. But we did that for a while, and then things kind of cracked. Sierra kind of went her own way, or stopped doing it for reasons, and then it morphed into office hours, which I think is where a lot of people might be the first time. I think a lot of people might have heard me more live.
And that's when you went to YouTube, right?
Yeah, that's when we started doing YouTube. And I had always done, well, not always, but I had started writing movie reviews to give myself something to do, kind of a little a hobby as it was. I would watch a movie and write a review, a couple paragraphs, and I was kind of goaded into making a Facebook page. And then when I decided to do my own channel, I thought, movie reviews.
Yeah.
I had a lot of backlog, and I never really recorded some of my backlog. I did a few of them, but that kind of, I thought it would be the thrust of the channel. Also doing rewatches, which is kind of why I chose the name Big Al Presents. I just made Big Al Presents whatever, and eventually I was like, well, what are the core things I do? I do rewatches, reviews, and rambles. I had to think about the last R to get the ramble. I was like, oh, ramble, there we go. Three R's. And I am all about alliteration, all about puns, all about, wordplay whenever I can. So that's why you see a lot of that kind of thing when I do the rewatches. It's always some kind of a play on words or an alliteration. But I just started doing more and more as I got more comfortable doing, talking to people. The first video I ever put on a channel was basically, it was just a test thing. Like, we'll see, let's see how this works. And so I cut together a bunch of my old medieval fighting stuff and put it up. It's just for me, it was a test bed. It was like a prototype. But then I just, I started doing the talking thing and the rewatch thing, and now it's kind of grown, and I've kind of refined a little bit what I do.
I love the 10-word reviews. Those are great.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, that came about. I was always like, when I did a review, I would do, a paragraph or two. I'd go into the whole thing. I would talk about this aspect of the movie, that aspect of the movie, the actors, direction, whatever. I just tried to do a proper review, but that's kind of gets tiresome after a while. And there are some movies you just don't feel like don't deserve that much effort into writing reviews for. And I just thought to myself, it's like I watch a lot of films and I want to do more reviews, but it just takes so much to do a long, drawn out review, and you kind of feel yourself repeating yourself a lot. Um, so I said, well, let me try this, and I originally thought 15, but then I thought 10 just seemed more metric. It's just and a little more challenging as as a word. I just thought 10-word review, and I do that in a rating, and I might add a little something at the end. General, it's like I like it, kind of remark or something. But it was a way to bulk up content, and I find it rather challenging to come up with the right words, the different words. I mean, there are only so many words that sometimes you can use, but I try to at least, I've always got my thesaurus open. I'm looking for some other way to say something, or so that's how that all came about. And like I said, it just morphed over the years from doing office hours, and we would do rewatches of films, which is what I really love doing.
Yeah.
And so films and TV and general entertainment kind of became what I talk about when I do a video.
Yeah.
Nice. And for those of you who have not checked out Big Al's channel, you need to go over there after this one, of course, and
Right.
check out some of his reviews. There have been a couple of the 10-word ones that were just kind of funny, but he does these really great reviews on these different films, and I think there was a couple of films that Troy and I even watched based on those reviews. Yeah. So it's like you might find that you have a new favorite film, or just one's like, oh, I gotta watch that now because of the reviews he's doing. So make sure you check that out, and also make sure that you are subbed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I try to. I still need to do. I've got the thing ready to do. I just haven't recorded it. When you see me give a rating for something, exactly what that means, because a lot of people may not understand what's going on in my mind. Like a 2.5 star review is actually not a bad review. That's kind of my threshold for a recommendation. 2.5, I feel comfortable recommending it. 2 stars, I'll recommend, but it's a caveat. Buyer beware kind of thing. But I did this whole breakdown of what it would be if it were basically a school grade. Is it an A minus, a B plus? Is it an 86? Is it a 72? But I just picked 5 star. 5 stars. Just
it should be 5 popcorns.
Oh well.
I actually did think about that, 5 popcorn kernels, but I don't know. I just thought 5 stars. Just the stars. Just it's universal. It's understandable. It's readily. People hear that and they understand, and they almost always. Some do 4. Some have 4. Some have 5. Mine's 5. But I'm eventually going to do that video. This as a reference thing. It's like because I caught a lot of grief for giving the latest Dune film I think 3.5 stars. And I'm like, well, how did you get it? This was a great film. I was like, 3.5 is a really good. I mean,
that's not a bad.
Chill out, man. I mean, you're starting. That's starting to enter the rarefied air.
Right.
4. If I give a film 4 stars, I really like that movie.
Yeah.
And if I give something 5 stars, it's near perfect, or it's just transcendent in some way. But to me, a good solid film, 3 stars.
Yeah.
That's good.
Reasonable.
Yeah.
I mean, and thinking about Dune, it's like, in a way, it was kind of half a story, right? I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
it's like I could totally see. Yeah, I guess it's kind of the same way I felt about Force Awakens, right? It's like, it depends on what the next movie brings. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, and I mean, I caught a lot of grief for Last Jedi because I said this. It was not a bad movie.
Yeah,
I actually generally liked the visuals, the flow of it, some of the action. But yes, the story is terrible.
yeah.
Ultimately, it really did unravel the Skywalker saga.
Was it
But
so
it's
bad it was good?
No, it wasn't
no,
easy.
this
You
was like
enjoyed
one of
it?
those. It's actually one of those. It's actually the opposite. It's good, but it's bad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. In fact, I have to wonder if, because I know that a lot of Star Wars fans that saw it not only didn't like it, but have not seen it since.
yeah.
I wonder how those people would feel about it, going back and watching it again after having seen what Disney has been putting out lately. The special effects that we've seen in their streaming, services and stuff like that. And by comparison, and going, well, yeah, maybe the movie wasn't that good, but boy, those special effects are way better than She-Hulk, or something like that.
Yeah. Now I'm going to say, and I was pretty straightforward about this. I like She-Hulk. Yeah, the effects were a little squidgy sometimes.
A little squidgy. I like that. Yeah.
A little weird, pasty kind of California raisins, weird.
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
I mean, I enjoyed it for what it was. I liked I liked the actress Tatiana Maslany. I thought
Mhm.
I liked her performance. I liked her that tongue in cheek kind of fourth wall break thing
Yeah.
they did. Uh, eh, I don't. I am predisposed to like something. I go into something. I want to like it. I'm hoping to like it. I want to like I say it like I do in my tagline. Just find something fun to watch, and I try to find something fun to watch, and I will catch a lot of grief on some things because there's a lot of things I like that others don't like or are boycotting for their own personal reasons, and that's fine. I just ask for the privilege to like something, without
Oh yeah.
catching grief for it. I do not. I make no bones about the fact that I love the Mandalorian and Grogu and all that stuff. And I'll hear a YouTuber go, "Well, the problem with season 3 and why it failed." And I'm like, "What? It did not fail. It was
Well,
awesome."
it depends on how you define
It's
success and failure on
exactly,
something like that.
exactly.
Because, in all honesty, it would be very easy to say everything on that channel is failing when they are losing, subscribers. That is not, for or
But
against any particular
Hold on.
show that's
Evelyn
on
Hampton
but
wants to
that
know if she's a
oh
She-Hulk fan. The girl that played She-Hulk. Do you know?
is a huh?
Wait, is Evelyn Hampton saying she is a She-Hulk
No,
fan?
she said. Oh, maybe she said is a She-Hulk fan. Oh, okay.
Oh, is a She-Hulk fan.
I thought she
Good.
was
Okay, well, there you
asking if
go.
the actress was a She-Hulk fan. Okay, never mind. I
There
misunderstood.
you go. There you go.
Yeah, I don't know
Well,
personally,
I'm glad you enjoyed it, Evelyn.
but I take I hear all of this stuff and people lambasting Obi-Wan Kenobi or uh, and I'm like, did you watch it? And I measure success. I don't when I say something is a success, I'm talking to me internally a success. Yeah, it could be an absolute financial disaster, but if it entertained me, I'm pretty happy.
Yeah.
Now the opposite end, you get something like Willow, which is a dumpster fire in so many ways. I
Yeah, I
felt
didn't
so
watch
bad.
that.
I was looking so forward to Willow. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch the whole series. Let's see what happens. And literally like halfway through the first episode, I thought this is going to be ponderous. And
It
it
couldn't
really
get
was.
better.
It did not get better. The only good thing about Willow, and I think I gave it what, 1 star, 1.5, something like that, was all the returning characters. All the
Yeah.
new stuff they tried failed
Yeah.
miserably. They just did. It was poorly written, poorly acted. But God bless Warwick Davis. He was fun. He was fun. He was nice to watch. It was nice to see Joanna Wally. They had Val Kilmer's brother do his voice do the
Wow.
voice of Mad Mardigan, because Mad Mardigan's lost in some dimension. But at least they didn't make him a deadbeat dad like it seemed they were going to at the first episode. But
They may have
they
known
did
that would really have blown up on them,
that.
because for crying
Yeah,
out loud,
they gotta
this
stop
actor is
that kind of
alive
stuff.
and unable to reprise his role, and you're gonna, beat on him for that? Come on.
Yeah, I that aspect I thought was cool. It was great to hear that voice,
Yeah.
and it sounded just like Mad Mardigan.
Wow.
And
That's
then when I
great.
found out it was actually Val Kilmer's brother that did it, it made sense.
That does make sense. Real quick, I want to say hi to some
Mhm.
people that have come in recently. Don't know if we had shouted out Disney Sheep Herder,
Yeah.
but welcome. And I
Bobby
saw,
Wold. Although
Bobby
every time I
Wold.
see your name, I keep thinking Bobby's World.
yeah, no, Bobby's Wold, and the Potawatomi. Good to see you. Everyone has some degree of bad cinema that they like. Then we all have someone that would find some reason to complain about something we like. Some people suck. Yeah, see, now
Yeah.
this gets to. This was a point I wanted to make, what you were talking about there, Al.
Mhm.
It's the difference between the discourse that I see on social media between, fans. Fans can disagree. I like this, I don't like this, whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
But in a lot of ways too, you've got another element to it, because you are treating it like a movie. You're like a movie review, like,
Mhm.
for us of a older generation, like Siskel and Ebert, and
Who you calling old?
Oh yeah, I can
that
I
kind of
can
thing.
I can like something a lot, but still give it 2.5 stars, or even less. I mean, what's the go-to when we talk about good, bad, fun, bad films? Ouija Shark.
Ouija Shark, right? Exactly.
Of course, Ouija Shark is a 1-star film,
Right.
but it was 5-star fun.
Yeah.
So,
I
but
can
if
see
I
that.
I don't think I ever did. Did I write a review of it? I don't know if I wrote a review or just did like a little ramble on it. But I mean, I would honestly, you can't give that film that many stars because it's really bad. But I had a lot of
If you
fun.
haven't done a review of it, I think that's a great candidate for a 10-word review.
Yes.
Oh
something
yeah,
like,
yeah,
1 star but fun, or something like that.
yeah.
No
I mean,
shark terrorizes town. Bad.
I would try to come up, a film like that. I would try to come up with something a little funny. Like when I did my retro review of Jaws, I
Yeah.
called it the quintessential blockbuster.
I see
RRR.
what you did there.
Try something like something that has bite.
Ah,
I did. I don't know how many people saw my the Beanie Bubble film review that I did. Have you heard about this film, The Beanie Bubble?
I don't think
No.
so.
It's an Apple Plus film. It's about the Ty Warner, the guy who did the Beanie Babies,
Oh,
and how it started, and kind of when it hit them, when it all, like, they were like, all these people were trying to get these, and they were going up in value, but then suddenly everything just crashed.
right.
But they just did a film about this, and Zach Galifianakis, who looks unrecognizable because he doesn't have a beard.
Wow.
and Elizabeth Banks is in it, and well, I think that's all it for really the big stars. But I gave it 2 stars because it had a lot of issues,
Hmm.
but it was kind of fun. But I basically said, it's basically like their toys. It was colorful but understuffed,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and that just described it. It's bright and shiny and nice to look at, but there was just no substance to it.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. And yeah, I was just thinking too. Thinking about movie reviews. We mentioned Siskel and Ebert, and I remember watching those guys back in the day and knowing full well that if I knew how they both thought about films and what they thought, and if whether or not I would agree with them if I went and saw a film. I
Mhm.
knew that if Gene Siskel didn't like a film, but it was like a genre film that I knew I was going to like, I could just ignore whatever he was saying. You
Right.
know, if it was something a little bit more dramatic, then I should probably pay attention to what he was saying. And at the same time, I watched him every week. Just because he didn't like a movie I did like, I didn't stop
Yeah.
watching
I
the
used
show.
I I used to watch Siskel and Ebert all the time. You hear about movies you've never heard of before, or had no real plan on seeing, but it was fun to watch their banter back and forth. I
Right.
always liked Siskel and Ebert. It was very sad when Siskel passed, and it just was never the same. They tried to bring in, I think it was
Yeah.
Richard Roper. Yeah, it just wasn't the same. He just
I
didn't have
didn't
that
like Roper.
same
Yeah.
chemistry with each other. But yeah, I've always liked reviews, but I also knew that ultimately, if I want to see a film, I'll watch it.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't want to see a film, I don't watch it. I I learned early on that critics don't always have the same feeling I do. And the one example I love to use, because it's the one time it was the first time it really hit me, was I was watching the guy with the weird mustache, uh,
I don't
frizzy
know.
hair, mustache. He was on Channel 4. I mean,
Oh, I know
well,
who you mean.
NBC.
Uh, he always seemed a little crazy to me.
Yeah, he was kind of
Hair,
nutty.
kind of like
Yeah.
the black afro
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
the
Yes, yes.
mustache. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know who you mean, but I don't know his name.
Can't think of his name. If anybody in chat could throw it in there, I would really appreciate
Deleted
it.
scenes probably will know. If he's
G
still here.
was it G? No, it was Gene Siskel. It was can't
Yeah.
think of it.
It's like I
But
can picture
anyway,
the guy, but I don't know his name.
Hmm.
he did a review of Willow, and he did not like Willow. But everything he said about the film made me want to see it more.
Oh, there you
It,
go.
like it was a backfire review.
Yeah. 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 Gene
Uh,
Shalit.
Gene Shalit,
Yeah.
that's it.
Good.
Gene Shalit.
Thanks, CK. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. I could I like would say Gene, but for my brain went to Siskel, and I knew that wasn't right.
I want to say
But
hi to Logical Spock real quick. He
Yep.
popped in.
Haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you.
but but yeah, I mean, I just start like I said, I just found my like I say, found my own little niche, my own little self-indulgent part of YouTube where I just kind of do what I'm going to do. I keep meaning to do other things like lists and top tens and more rambles. I really need to do more like my afternoons with Al kind of thing.
Yeah.
I might want to rename that for whatever anytime I do it. So and try to do something once a week, once every couple of weeks. Just kind of a little catch up Q&A with chat, to whatever they might want to ask. But and it's always fun because I live alone. I don't get out, and this is my social life. this is how how fills with friends. I don't have the friends that can come over anymore, so get everyone here sync up a movie and watch that. And I know a lot of people on YouTube, they'll do their watches and they'll intercut parts of the film and have it all down as like a 25-minute video. I just do the live stream, leave it up, and it's like a Blu-ray commentary.
Yeah,
Exactly. Of a bunch of friends watching a film and just goofing off and whatever leads to whatever the film may lead us to talk about.
Absolutely.
So
and of course, Films with Friends had to do the alliteration.
Yes. So where do you see your channel heading? Are you maybe going to think about having guests on and you talk about movies with them or anything like that?
I've actually thought about that. I of course don't have a lot of, I got like 440. So I'm not exactly a YouTube heavyweight by any stretch of the. I'm a real life heavyweight, but I'm not a YouTube heavyweight. But yeah, I think it'd be cool to have guests on. I've thought about doing that. I've put the offer out there if anyone ever wants to watch a film on my channel with me. You can name the film, and if I can get a hold of it, great. I'm also willing to be a guest for anybody who maybe want to watch a film or anything like that.
Yeah.
Let me know. I don't have a life, and I mean, if you're willing to sync up with me on time, I'm pretty good after 6:00 Eastern, 6 p.m. I'm pretty good. Some afternoons, but I am disabled, so I do have my routines that I kind of have to do. But usually by 5:00, I'm kind of in for the night. So so that's.
And of course, you can see Big Al every other week on his channel, and the opposite week on my channel, as we do watch some movies. And of course, everyone is always welcome to join us and have fun with us.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I gotta say, I think that last week's film was just a high watermark for you guys. That was a movie that was a Cinderella story. I had forgotten how much I liked it.
I because I'd never seen that before, and every time I saw it, I always thought, Disney pablum, sugary kind of a girly film.
Yeah.
It wasn't anything like that.
It wasn't anything like that. I guess when they marketed it, it just wasn't marketed. It was. I guess they just stuck with the Hillary Duff crowd, the Lizzie McGuire audience.
Which I don't think would have been disappointed by the film. I think they all would have liked it too. But it had something for everybody. Yeah, it's a miss if you don't pull in all the rest of the normies, so to speak. Evelyn Hampton has a great comment.
Oh, thank you.
I enjoy Big Al's reviews better than a lot of reviewers by professional critics. I hate pompous reviews filled with 8-syllable words that tell you nothing about the movie. Yeah. Right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, almost like they didn't actually watch it and they already had something written up.
Or
I do try. Like I said, I do use a thesaurus, so I do like to throw in a big word every now and then, so I sound smart.
Yeah. Or you watch a preview for a film and you still have no idea what it's about.
Yeah, previews have been bad lately. Yeah.
This was many years ago when they used to stop you in the mall and ask you if you would give your opinion on things. And one of them was a movie with Brad Pitt, and he was in the mountains. I think he was in Tibet. And watching the preview, I had no idea what it was about. It's like, it's a guy in the mountains.
Oh, it was like 7 years in Tibet or something like that.
Yeah, it's like, because then you had to fill out a questionnaire afterwards, like, okay, so what do you feel the movie was about? Would you go watch this? I'm like, it's a movie about a guy in the mountains wearing a fuzzy hat. It has no interest for me whatsoever. There's nothing about this that would make me want, go to the theater and see this.
Oh yeah, I still love getting flagged. I would go to the mall and keep walking back and forth, hoping someone. Because sometimes you got to try food.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was kind of cool.
So this is the thing, right? Netter brings up previews. We're talking about reviews. These are all the ways that we decide what films we want to spend our time and money on. And I'll be honest with you, Al, I definitely feel like there's not only people in the YouTube sphere, but professionals and whatnot whose opinions I respect, oftentimes agree with, or at least know well enough to know when I'm going to disagree with them. Like, for example, as we were talking about, famous mainstreamers, Michael Medved, I used to listen to all the time. And it got to the point where if he recommended a movie, I would probably like it. And if he didn't like a movie, I probably wouldn't. To the point that there was, and I can't to this day remember what movie it was, but there was a movie he did not like. And he said, don't go see this movie. And I'm like, oh, but I really wanted to see that movie. I'm going to go see it anyway. I left going, yeah, I should have listened to him. I won't doubt him again. But this is, and I think it was that experience and so many others that have gotten me to this point where I just dig in when I see people online saying, well, you don't know if you're going to like it until you watch it. No. This is not grandma telling me you got to try liver to decide whether or not you're going to like it. Because I can take one bite and then push it away and go, no, I clearly do not like it. That preview, that review that someone did, the synopsis that I read, those are me taking a bite and deciding whether I'm going to like it. I don't need to eat the whole meal to know whether I'm going to like it,
And then you can have ones for like, Ouija Shark, where Big Al even tells you, don't watch
Yeah,
this film.
I warned you.
You're compelled.
I don't know. It was just, I fully expected to come away from that just hating it. And I mean, on some level I did, but I still enjoyed watching
Yeah,
it. How much
experience
mileage have
was
we all
worth it.
gotten out of talking about it ever since?
It was so bad.
CK,
I mean, yeah. So I mean, like I said, you can't always judge. I've I will listen to people what they say about a film, and like I said, ultimately it's going to be, do I want to see it? I mean, if it's got a certain star or it's for a certain franchise, of course I'm going to watch it.
Right.
But and ultimately it's going to be on me whether I like it or not. But that, I mean, sure, I will put my opinions out there, but ultimately it's up to you guys whether to see the film or not. I just like, this is what I thought. But every now and then I'll use the, your mileage may vary kind of content. You may love a film that I thought was absolute garbage.
Yep. And CK was saying I go out of my way to use
Simple words.
Simple words, sorry.
Because the whole point of communication is for the listener to understand you. If you're talking over them, you care more about ego, not communication.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
I do the thesaurus thing so I don't keep using the same word over and over and over again. It's just I just want to say, he was good, and it was exciting.
Was good too, and that was good.
That was fun.
It's like Chris Farley
everything.
routine from Saturday Night Live. Remember that time you
Remember
were in that
that
movie and you did that thing? That was cool.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was awesome, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I have my quiver of several words. Like you'll see them all. You'll see a pattern after a while. But I just when you got 10 words, you gotta try to make sure you get the point across. And it's a bit of a challenge. And like I said, I did. I got Babylon 5s is out today. I got one scheduled for tomorrow, which is Sympathy for the Devil from Nicolas Cage, which I watched last night. And I wanted to stagger it out a bit.
Sure.
But I like what I like, and I don't what I don't. And
I
It's up
get
to
it.
you
I
to agree.
get it.
If you disagree with me, that's fine. Still
Yeah,
be friends. I mean,
that's the key.
my best friend and I disagree about quite a few things nowadays,
There,
but
there you
that's
go.
all. That's fun.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. And but yeah, I mean, and so Netter was starting to say before, you guys trade off on Saturday. So this Saturday is
Is me.
yes, and I'm trying to remember because you've already got that
High
movie.
Road to China,
High Road to Time. That's right, Bess Armstrong. That's right.
1983, starring Tom Selleck and Bess Armstrong, with Brian Blessed, who I will give all you fans right now a preview of my avatar.
Oh, okay,
And
yeah,
let
yeah.
you guys know that yes, you can be Tom and Bess if you would
Oh,
like.
okay, okay.
Because when there's
No,
a couple,
Ah.
oh my gosh, that's perfect for you, Al.
isn't it? Isn't it? Well, you know the old social media thing, like the me and three, where you have three
Yeah,
people that you kind of relate to.
right, right.
He's always been one of mine, Prince Voltan.
Oh yes, absolutely.
He's one. Chewbacca and Gimli are like my three usually.
I see
Uh,
that.
yeah,
Absolutely. I see that.
and but I love Brian Blessed because we were talking earlier about I Claudius,
Yeah.
which is absolutely fantastic. I'm gonna have to do something with I Claudius. Maybe once Boomer and I do Robin Hood, I'll find someone to do I Claudius with me.
There you go.
But Brian Blessed played Augustus Caesar in that. It's spectacular performance. I Claudius today, I still believe is one of the best acted pieces of entertainment out there. It's just spectacular.
Yeah. Another good recommendation from Big Al. Your rewatches, yours Films with
Yeah.
Friends and Netter's Retro Cinema. Um what's great about those, you pointed out, after they're done, you just kind of leave them up there.
Yeah.
People
Yep.
can go back and listen to the commentaries. They can listen to just the the chit chat, or you couldn't watch live. You pull out your own stream or copy of the movie, start it up at the same time, and it's like you're there, listening
Yeah.
live and hearing us talking about it. So
Or you'll
that's
have or you'll have someone like Soundtracks of Birdman who, when he's at work, he'll just listen.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
He'll listen to the straight. I mean, you can't see it, but you get a film that everybody knows. You kind of can see
Yeah,
it
and that's
in
the
your
impression.
head.
Some people have said that in the chat. It's like I'm not home, but I know this movie inside and out.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
almost like you watch the movie in your mind as people are talking
Yeah.
about it. So
And I like I like the Netter has her method, which is alphabetical,
yes, yes,
and,
It's so
and
good.
I
There's so
have
many.
mine, which is I try to I do a theme month.
thematic. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I do it thematically. August is adventure films. This one's a simple month. September is Stephen King September, which will
There
be
you go.
Maximum Overdrive and Cat's Eye.
Oh yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
love Cat's
And
Eye.
October is just hot. It's Halloween
Of
for
course.
with Rocky Horror Picture Show and
Nice.
Captain Kronos the Vampire Hunter, an old Hammer film.
Ooh.
If I don't already have that on DVD, I now have a reason to prioritize that because I am trying to get all the Hammer
The
horror
Hammer,
films.
yeah.
I may have to get it on Blu-ray though because I don't think it's available on DVD anymore. I think that's why I was holding off on that. Real quick, want to say hi to PJ of Orville Nation. Good to see
Hi,
you, my
PJ.
friend. Yeah, I was watching your stream a little bit earlier today, and some I noticed that we share a lot of the same audience, so that's pretty awesome. That's
And look-
why go ahead.
sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
As Evelyn Hampton knows, I Claudius. That's
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
she says it's sensational. I was like,
Absolutely.
yes, it
I
is.
think a lot of
Love it.
people went and
Love
checked
it.
out I Claudius just because of Patrick Stewart, and
Yeah.
then you realize that you enjoy a historical drama, But yeah, so every Saturday, either on your channel or Netter's channel, you guys are there together.
Yep.
watching a movie together, and inviting everyone else to come in and watch with you.
Hmm.
That's the corner of the week. But then you do a lot of other channels throughout the week too.
Right.
Where else
Uh,
can people find you?
once in a while, I do get invited by Soundtracks with Birdman to do a rewatch with him and Boomer.
He's kind of
Uh,
a little hiatus right now,
yeah,
but
he's
he will be coming back.
yeah, he's had some physical difficulties. It's hard for him to sit for
Yeah.
long periods of time, from what I understand. So
Yeah.
he has he once he gets that taken care of, he's going to be back in full swing. I've been doing book studies with Professor Geek. In fact, we're about to
Fridays.
start another one. We were supposed to start tomorrow
Mm-hmm.
with Dawn of the Jedi, which is one of the earliest in the timeline of the EU. However, my copy hasn't come yet. It's still in Texas. It was still in Texas yesterday.
Oh gosh.
So we're probably going to push that off for another week. I'm not sure if we'll still be streaming tomorrow night at 7:30 or not. If he decides not to, I might do something. I've been wanting to watch Pee Wee's Big Adventure.
Mm.
Yeah, just kind of.
Yeah.
Just I haven't rewatched it in a long time, and with that, it's been on my mind and on my hard drive because I put it on my hard drive. It's like I need to watch this again. But
Darth Plato, welcome. So glad to see you. We are kind of wrapping it up, but I still appreciate every minute you guys are willing to give us. And as we mentioned earlier in the stream, you are really good about random uploads of videos. You got your reviews, you got your 10-word reviews, your afternoons with Al from time to time. So if there's a YouTuber that I would say you gotta not only subscribe to him, you gotta have that notification bell on because it could be something at any time, right?
Yeah, the afternoons with Al. I'm gonna rename that. I think. Like I said, if I ever decide to go on, like it's
Midday musings.
Anytime with Al.
Ooh,
Yeah, like that one.
that might work. I'll figure it out. I gotta do it so I make it all nice and But yeah, because I've done an afternoon with Al it was like 7 at night or something. But it's like it doesn't quite work. But yeah, I do go on at odd times, so yeah, notification bell might be a good thing.
Exactly.
My reviews are basically pop up whenever I get them done and upload them. Although I will say tomorrow at 5 o'clock there will be a new one hitting.
You've got that one already pre-scheduled.
I pre-recorded today. I did 2 today, but I didn't want to like double load reviews. Like
Sure.
let the Babylon 5 animated film one kind of germinate for a day,
Yeah.
and then tomorrow you'll find out what I thought about Sympathy for the Devil with Nicolas Cage. The rage in Cage, as he is quickly becoming known to me anyway, as to me. But yeah, that will hit. But yeah, I never know. Saturday night, yeah, I'm there. But other than that, I am an enigma who can appear at any time.
There you go. So
That brings
yeah.
us to Sunday.
Okay, yeah. So of course Sunday, deleted scenes.
Actually, we missed Friday. What's happening on Friday night?
Oh
last call?
yeah. Tomorrow night over on my channel, I will be having a very special guest, Tom Conkle.
Yes.
We will be talking about the Hollywood strike. I got to call it the Hollywood strike because there's a bunch of different players involved that are striking right now, and Tom Conkle is in a great position to talk on almost all sides of it because he is a writer, he is an actor, he is a director, and he is a producer. So
everything.
he is on both sides of the argument.
He's one-stop shopping.
It kind of is, and he's going to give us that very unique perspective. And I think he's going to help us understand what's going on with it. I think better than definitely better than the mainstream media. But I think.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. What were you going to say about that?
Yeah, because something because I think it is, but it's basically the screen actors.
Yeah.
But like Broadway actors, people like that are still working.
Yes, exactly.
Weird.
And obviously, actors outside the United States that aren't in the Screen Actors Guild would also be working, which is probably something we'll talk about a little bit tomorrow night because, there's a lot of movie projects being made by production companies in the U.S., but they have studios overseas and are filming in the U.K. So, there is that element too.
And something sorry. And something I've started to notice is because I watch Good Morning America and then I watch Kelly and Mark. You don't see actors showing up promoting anything.
That's because that's part of the deal. They can't.
Yep.
In fact, and I'll probably talk about this a little bit tomorrow too. Although I didn't go, I had some friends, obviously, out in Las Vegas that went to that creation convention, this big Star Trek convention, and it was a very similar thing there where it was very limited what the celebrities could do, and that's if they showed up at all. And they said it was just terrible. It was more just lobby con with a dealer's room. And I'm like, it's way too expensive for that kind of stuff. But that is part of their acting job, is going to conventions, going to appearances, going to red carpet events, promoting their films and so forth. All of that is part of their job as actors, and so when they go on strike, they strike from all of that too. But yeah, I think it'll be a good time tomorrow night, so I hope to see you guys tomorrow night. That's 9 Central, 10 Eastern on my channel. Then over to Big Al's Saturday night. Well, actually, you should be subscribed to Big Al with that notification bell on, so you know if he goes on earlier tomorrow, like he said. And then Saturday, Big Al's Films with Friends.
High Road to China.
High Road to China, that's right. High Road to China. I just keep seeing Beth Armstrong. That's all I can think. Sunday over to Deleted Scenes. That's 7 Central, 8 Eastern for Unscripted. And then that leads in directly to Aged Boomers Geeky Geezers, where we bring you the week's geek news. There's going to be a lot of gaming news. I got to do my homework so I know what the heck he's talking about when he's talking about it. And there you go. And then back over to Deleted Scenes for After Midnight with Big Al.
I'm all over the place this weekend.
Yes, you are.
I just hope I'm awake.
Well, you may start the stream groggy. We'll put it that way. But that's fine because that helps bring everybody down because they're going to be going to bed afterwards.
And lower my inhibitions, too. I'll really let something
down. Go. And unless you know of anything else that's coming up the rest of the week, Al, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday?
Nothing that I'm aware of now.
There we go, guys.
Okay, so then next Thursday, Thursday, here on this channel, we will have Samael the Infamous.
There you go. There you go.
Talking about his channel and all about Samael.
Absolutely. It'll be good stuff. He was a guest on my channel last year, and I've been on his channel, and it ought to be a good time. So please, everybody, make sure that you are subscribed to not only everybody that's in the panel tonight, especially Big Al at Big Al Presents and Netter of Netter's Network, because, I mean, you're here. You could just hit that button for Netter. Yep. But subscribe to all the rest of everyone else who's in the chat here. The wrenches have been dropping those links. It's super appreciated. As PJ of Orville Nation always says, together we grow.
Absolutely.
This is the best way. Costs you nothing, to support us, encourage us, and keep us doing the things that we do. And that's all I got.
And it's like, that little thumbs up, that extra sub, it gives you, that little dopamine hit. It's always kind of nice.
Yeah, and I'm a dope, so I need that. So,
Big L, any last words?
I just want to thank you for having me on and kind of let me ramble on, let
Yeah.
me see what I'm basically up to and kind of how it evolved over time. And of course, how I usually end my reviews and all. I just hope everybody finds something fun to watch. And just, take care. God bless everyone out there.
Yep.
And of course, you know what I always say, but I'm typing a sentence, so give me a second. I can't talk and type at the same time, or I'll start typing what I'm saying.
Oh, it looks like Netter's lining up another guest
Right.
for a future stream.
let's just make it the easy way and just talk. Philip Gaming, are you on Twitter? Please DM me. My Twitter handle is in the description below, so I have it there. It's basically Netters Network, no apostrophe, no spaces, and so send me a DM so that I can connect with you, because for whatever reason, Twitter, X, whatever it's calling itself these days, doesn't let me reach out to people. People have to reach out to me first. I don't know why. So if you could do that, that would be great, and then we can get you set up.
Yep. Sounds good.
And now, you know what I always say.
Yes.
We can talk amongst ourselves, and that's all well, good, and fun. But it is so much more fun when you guys are joining us in the chat, and you're dropping your comments and your questions and your trivia and just being goofy or whatever it may be. And it doesn't feel like we're separated by miles or continents in some cases. It feels like we're all in the same room, hanging out and having a great time. And you're not just our friends.
Yep.
You are our family. We appreciate you guys, and we love you so much. And you can choose to be anywhere right now, and you choose to be here. You can't imagine how encouraging that is. Remember I was talking about that dopamine hit?
Yeah.
Every time I see you guys in the chat, it's like, they're here,
Yes.
here. I mean, it's fantastic. It's maybe a simple, silly little thing, but it means so much. So I do want to thank you all for being here, and just how much we appreciate you. And of course, you always know where to find us. Make sure that you are subscribed to Troy, Big Al, and myself if you're not already. If you think you are subbed to someone, please double check to make sure you are still subbed to them. Subscribe to everybody in the chat. And like I said, double check to make sure you are still subbed, because, YouTube, and especially with the different things they've been doing lately, you want to make sure they didn't, accidentally unsubscribe you, because that's happened.
Yeah.
That said, have a really great evening, everyone. Thank you so much for being here, and we